Another away win, another clean sheet, and another match closer to back to back to back. It's going to happen, people. Come and let's talk about it. I am Paddy Power. This is your WREXtra Time, and this is the local pundit.
It's WREXtra Time! Welcome to the show. Everybody, another away win. 6 from 7. We can't lose away from home anymore. Everything's great. Look who's with me. It's the man with the power. The man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour. It's Paddy Power.
Thank you. I love that intro, Grace. Well done, well done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here again, another WREXtra Time. This is your phone-in show. So I am going to put out the link and you are going to join and come and talk to me because we have plenty to talk about today. We had a great game. We had 2 goals and I suppose a fairly comfortable win. But we have lots of topics to talk about. And after we are done talking about the match, we can spend time talking about everything else around our back-to-back-to-back season. Because it's happening, people. I don't care about jinxing this. We are not jinxing it. We are not going to Wrexham this up. We are going to finish this season in second.
Paddy's coming with the power of positivity. The power of positivity. That's what we're after today. Come on in here. Tell us what you think. Everybody join. Let's have some fun.
Use that StreamYard link, guys. Jump into the background and we will pull you in to give you time to have your say on today's match. And while we are waiting for people to jump in, we are going to have a look at the matches for the rest of the day, because we were not the only ones playing football today. And not to bury the lead, everybody won. Everybody important won. Birmingham won, Wrexham won, Wycombe won, Charlton won, Stockport won, and Reading won. Now, you could say that doesn't really do much and doesn't really help us, but it does. We are running out of space for people to steal our automatic promotion. So the more matches down, the more we all win together, or the more we all lose together, or the more we all sit here, the closer it is to us staying here at the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm already laughing at the chat, guys. Please stop making me laugh, because I look silly laughing at myself here, because I'm not laughing at my jokes. I'm laughing at your jokes. And you can read them in the chat, because some of these jokes are inappropriate to be shown on a live stream.
He's talking to you, Rousey. He's talking to you.
We all know we're talking to Rousey. How are you doing, my friend? Come and join us. You can be a guest. Huh? Yeah, anybody can be a guest, as long as you're not rude to me, because if you're rude to me, I'll kick you out. But just saying that as well, we are happy to welcome opposing voices. If you are from Exeter, or if you are from Wycombe or any other team, and you actually want to come in and just say hello, we are happy to have you if you're polite. We don't have to agree with what you're saying. That's okay. You don't have to agree with us, but we are happy to talk about it. So if you are out there, if you are watching, feel free to come and join us, because you won't be alone. We do have fans from multiple other clubs that join us on a regular basis and just chat League One and promotions and everything else that goes with the season. So have you got the table, or will I pull up the table?
Yeah, go ahead and pull it up. I do not have it right offhand. Okay. But speaking of the table, I think, like you said, everybody in the top 5 won. So there's really nothing changes there.
Top 6.
Top 6, yeah. But there was a change in the top 6. There was a change in the top 6. Because
okay, that's fair. The new top 6.
Yes, there's a new top 6, because Huddersfield drops out of the playoffs. They drop down to 7th. Bolton, they lose, drop down to 8th. and Reading wins, jumping into the playoffs, which is absolutely unbelievable for what they're going through, and actually maybe a bad thing. I don't know if it's a good thing that they're in the playoffs, because now Die Young may change the deal and say, no, I need more money. This team's in the playoffs. You should pay me more. We got a chance for promotion. It's a strange one. I love to see that they're fighting so hard and playing so well with the crap that's going on in the background. But also, I'm worried that it could cause issues for a potential takeover. What's your thoughts on that, Patty?
Yeah, they have a lot of issues, and to be honest, it's so complicated. We don't know what's going to happen. Some people are saying it's positive that they go into administration, which means that it's taken out of the hands of Dai Young and it could be sold to someone who is better. But it could also complicate the things in that it will stop a sale happening in any reasonable time frame, and they could simply get kicked out of the league before a sale is even done. So in theory, that's one debtor that has called for a winding up of Reading. However, once that goes ahead and notice is put out there, I can guarantee you all the other debtors are going to come out of the woodwork, because they will all want to be in line with this debtor to get their money back. So that could cause huge problems as well. So is it going to be positive? I hope so. It may very well not be.
So real quick, I can do a rundown. Let's do a rundown of all the games real quick. Get that out of the way, and then we can get to our first guest.
Okay.
So first off, this morning we had Charlton absolutely battered Huddersfield 4-0. Beat the dog piss out of them. Huddersfield absolutely did not show up today. Stockport beat Burton 2-1. Good win for them. They needed the win to keep strong in their playoff run. Birmingham wins 4-1 over Shrewsbury. No surprises there. Blackpool, they're making a run at the playoffs. Beat Bolton 2-1. Bristol Rovers lose 1-2 versus Mansfield. Cambridge draws 1-1 with Northampton. Of course, we win 2-0 over Exeter. Reading won 3-1 today over Posh. Rotherham loses 4-0 to Crawley. Look out for Crawley trying to get out of the relegation zone. They got some work to do, but they got Scott Lindsay back as manager, and they're going to try to creep their way out of that bottom relegation zone. Wigan draws 1-1 with Barnsley, and Wickham does come away with a 1-0 win over Lincoln. Did just enough to get the points, so they don't drop any today. So those are the fixtures for today. Nothing super surprising, I don't think, other than maybe the Crawley 4-0 and the Charlton 4-0. Big results there for both those teams. But yeah, so those are the results for the day. Nothing too crazy that we wouldn't expect, but yeah.
Okay, so with that out of the way, we have two guests in the background. And guys, we are going to bring everybody in one at a time today. So Luke is up first. We're going to welcome Luke. And then following that will be Steve shortly afterwards. So hang about there, Steve. We will get you in soon. Luke, how are you doing? Welcome.
Hello, thank you. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Your sound is perfect.
Okay,
yep,
all right,
great.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I'm in Chester, so I can't watch the match. So I trust and rely on the local pundit and everyone mentioning all these things. But it did sound like Rathbone was doing a great job, and I'm really pleased with that win today. Yeah, it's and also just noticing a couple of people were kind of talking about McLean not doing that well again. So I thought I don't know if he wasn't that great in the last match. But I did see that he got the assist, but yeah, I don't know how well he's been doing in recent times.
I would say it's pretty average. Solid work, but not amazing, is kind of certainly how I would do it. We could certainly do with an upgrade there, but we don't have an upgrade, kind of.
Okay. Yeah, and just to get your views on the Palmer and the Mullin sort of thing.
Okay.
I mentioned one thing that if we do secure second spot, or when we get the second spot, then maybe we could bring them both in and just go a bit retro and just give an opportunity to shine again, I guess. And because they're a great strike partnership, I thought. So, okay.
Yeah, I mean they've done a lot for the club. What they've done, getting 2 promotions in a row, on those 2, on their backs. I mean, it's really amazing, and especially with Mullen, his goal scoring record is unbelievable for the club. Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. It'd be nice to see him get one last go. If we had a game, say we've already secured promotion. Yeah, I can see that. That would be cool. Maybe a send off. Because we don't know. We don't know if they'll be here. We don't know if they'll be here next season. Then again, they may both be here next season. We don't know. So there's a lot of, ifs in that situation. And but yeah, I would like, boy, it'd be nice. Maybe the last game of the season, if we're already up, bring in Moles and Palmer and let them get a run out and maybe both score some goals. That'd be great. What's your thoughts, Patty?
Yeah, if we can get to the end of the season and have a little bit of space, I would love to run out an old school team, and pretty much anybody who is going to become either a very bit part player next season or who is absolutely going. It would be nice to do like a send off match, and allow them to have that one match. It would be a lovely final send off to do that for people that are leaving. And also, we do have a little bit of talent coming up that I would love to see get their first or second official league match under their belts. That would be really good as well.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Lexi wants Ashfield to be given a chance if we have space in a final match.
I wouldn't mind seeing that myself.
Yeah, you're welcome to take me off screen now.
No, you're
not that
real quick before you go, for you, I know you said you didn't get to watch the game. Did you have a man of the match? Would it be Rathbone or who?
From what I heard, yeah. I was just describing him on the chat as a ferocious hamster. And me and my dad watched him play against, I think it was Peterborough. Oh no, what is it? Rotherham, I think. And yeah, he's just putting so much effort in. I love his style of play. And yeah, just want him to be tenacious and just go for it. But yeah, he was my man of the match, from what I heard. Thanks.
All right, cool.
You're welcome, Luke. Take care, and do come back again. Do join us again at another time.
Yep. Oh, there we go. Cut him off.
All right. Okay. Okay, we lost someone in the background. Bruce, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. How did you find the match? What are you thinking?
It was a much less stressful match than many of them.
Correct. Yes, I agree with that.
For much of the match, Arthur was spectator in chief. Both in part because I think the defense has got its mojo back. It has, it's got its last piece up. I think following on from last week, I think that Rodriguez has finally clicked into the front end of the defensive system, and the midline is getting time to organize when it's transitioning into defense, and it just when the back line and midline are both organized and in sync and pushing all the opposition play off to the edge and then collapsing on and just giving them nowhere to play, it's really hard for a team to go up against that unless they have some real good talent in their attack. And Exeter just didn't seem to have that. So they didn't have what it took to come up against what Wrexham was offering. And also, of course, he scored his penalty this time. So
yeah, much better penalty this time.
He also did the attacking part of the forwards role, which many people kind of seem to insist upon. So that was good. And Rathbone, I wasn't even watching Rathbone. You just watch the play, and sooner or later, Rathbone's going to show up. So
That is the way it should be, though, in fairness. You know, we are top of the table, close enough, first and second. And we should be taking out some of these easier teams in a much more comfortable fashion. We still didn't win 3-0. You know, we didn't put them to the sword, as the phrase goes. But it was a more comfortable match. And I would hope that there are 2 or 3 more matches that are comfortable in that sort of way with this run in towards the end of the season.
And with the 2-0, we had more half chances than
we did.
than they did. So it could more easily have been 3-0 than 2-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's you know, this is one of those rare games today. Speaking of feeling more comfortable, we did have they did. I was reading it wrong. They had us in red. So they had 50. I was going to say we had more possession. We actually didn't. They had 52. We had 48. They have them in red and us in green, which is weird. Threw me off. So yeah, I was thinking I was seeing red. And I was thinking us, but yeah, it threw me off. But yeah, we actually a little less possession, but more possession than we generally do. So it felt more comfortable. You know what I mean? When you're holding the ball and you're kind of passing it around at the back a little bit, you feel more comfortable. You know, we both teams had 8 total shots, but we put 6 on target and they only put 1. So that was kind of the difference in the game. Just our quality in front of goal, really was the difference in the game, I thought.
Yes, and stepping back, taking the broader view, Wrexham is now the form team in the competition. Is 12. It's 12 points on 5 games. Is better than anybody else at the top end of the table.
Yeah, so we are earning more points than everyone around us. Yeah,
and which is we needed to not lose too many more, and we're comfortably above that. So yeah. I'm still nervous, but I wasn't nervous for this. I get nervous when Matty James is backing up midweek. That's when I start to get nervous. Yeah. So I'm going to be nervous on Tuesday. I was trying to be quietly confident to avoid jinxing things as opposed to noisily confident, but I was confident about today's game. Tuesday is when I get a little bit nervous. That's pretty much all I have for today. There wasn't that much more to see today except a more talented and better organized team beat their opposition.
Yeah, it was nice. Considering the play we had today, do you think 2-0 was a fair result, or would you have wanted more?
Considering there was a game on Tuesday, I wasn't really all that upset that they started to park the bus around the 75-minute mark. If it was a week to go, I would have wanted them to push harder.
Yeah, I understand that. Absolutely.
Okay. So
thanks very much, Bruce, and definitely call back in again, and we will talk to you again soon. Everybody's
real quick, Dave. Before you go, man of the match, Bruce. Man of the match.
Oh, Rathbone, no doubt.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right, we'll see you next time, Bruce. Thanks for coming on.
Okay, see ya.
Take care, Bruce. Okay, Steve has been waiting in the background. Let's hope everything is working because he's had a few issues bouncing in and out. Steve, you're live. Are you good? Can we hear you?
Yes, I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Excellent. Perfect sound. All good. So what do you want to say about today's match? Go for it.
All right. So number one, man of the match for me was AO.
Okay.
There you go.
I mean, he made some amazing saves and another clean sheet, right?
Yeah. Yep. 20.
We're just improving upon the record at this point. So AO is my man of the match. On top of that, there's a rumor going around.
Oh, I like rumors.
Yeah, that Josh Anthony might become the future voice of Wrexham.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I hear that he's being groomed by none other than the voice of Wrexham, the Velvet Hammer, to become the next voice of Wrexham. So
Ooh.
I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if it can be confirmed or not, but
So is this like your transfer rumor of Ronaldo, or
he will be here
next season?
Ronaldo will be here next season. I'm telling you, Aaron. I'm telling you. I talked to my psychic, and it will happen.
Excellent. Okay. I just put the link out there again. Keep joining us, guys. We are getting loads of people in today. And Mark Hughes, I can see you in the background. We will bring you in next in just a minute or two. Hang on there, and we will get you next. So was there anything in... Well, okay, let's talk about the gossip. I can neither confirm nor deny that this is true.
Neither can I.
I think that's the official answer to that. But wouldn't it be interesting if our man Josh Anthony appeared on something in the future?
Cool.
I think that'd be cool.
It'd be cool.
I would love it. I would love it. I mean, don't get me wrong. We all love danger, danger, danger.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, we need that out there.
Yeah.
And the only thing we need to teach Josh is you need to use the word unlucky.
Unlucky.
The other one I want to hear. The other one I want to hear actually, if he was ever to commentate a game, I want to hear him use the just a bit outside.
That would be beautiful. That would be awesome.
Okay. Right.
Ball 8.
Okay.
I can't believe these guys are laying off pitches this close.
Okay, Steve. So something about
Anyway,
today's match.
I'm checking out, guys. Take care. Have a good one.
No problem.
Thanks for coming in, Steve.
Talk to you later.
Buddy.
All right, man. Love you guys. Peace out.
All right.
Later.
Peace out. Okay, Mark Hughes, you're up. We're going to bring you in now. Hello, new to the show. Welcome, welcome.
Can you hear me, lads?
We can hear you nicely. Excellent.
I get to most of the games, home and away, and
okay.
I usually listen to you in my car driving back to Nottingham, which is where I live.
Okay.
I can never phone in, so I'm driving along either agreeing with you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Shouting at you. Not very often.
Okay.
Especially recently now. Most of the, not doubters, but people who don't like our style of play have accepted that if we're going to go up, we're not going to be blasting teams off the park. Birmingham don't, you know.
Yeah.
We're second. We haven't been out the top 3 all season.
Yeah.
We rarely look like losing games.
Mm-hmm.
We're built on a really strong defence, which Aaron, Owen O'Connell doesn't get the credit that he should. We've got a Premier League player in the making with Max, who is Max is player of the season.
Okay.
And
good shout.
It's a great shame what's happened to the front 2 that we all thought would be around longer than they have.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, Sam Smith's going to be a new hero for us. I think he's good enough for the Championship. The the figures announced in the week absolutely blew my mind, and they're League One figures, aren't they? They're League One figures. I mean,
they're better than League One figures.
I think the Championship figures. Yeah.
They're Championship figures. So that's last season. What will this season's figures be like?
Yes.
You know, there are people in the background that none of us know about, but who are waiting to come on.
Mm-hmm.
I find it interesting. I think you said it, Paddy, that the Allen family have got about 15% of the club with their investment. So I'd be 15% Italians and then 5% for the
not sure on that. Yeah,
for the Mexican cartel. I can't see Rob and Ryan ever relinquishing a controlling stake, and I can't see him giving up on us. If they do, their family will want to, take over. And so I'm old enough to remember the great sides of the late 70s, and people who grumble about now. We've only ever been in this position once in 160 years of our history. We had an amazing side in that period in the late 70s. We had Welsh internationals. We had 4 of the Wales team playing for us. Mm-hmm. The difference is we went up then. Everybody knew it was never going to last. It's going to be different this time. Yeah. These matches that we're playing in League One will be the last matches we play in League One for quite a long time. And some people were saying at the start of the season, I'll be quite happy in League One for a few years. I wasn't. I'm like, no. Charge, guys. Let's do this. Yeah. And I knew our owners, they've said that that's their mindset. So I never doubted for a minute that they would think any differently. But the Championship, I'm not particularly scared now. I've had the season to get used to the kind of money involved. But, we've got more money coming in. And next season, I won't mind if we're mid-table, because that would be fantastic,
Yeah.
I'm just seeing all these massive clubs coming to the race course.
That's going to be huge.
God, and I watch the national team as well. One day soon, maybe we can get some regular Wales games back there. And these are the golden days of our club, and it's great to have people like yourselves. I'm a long-time subscriber, but I hardly ever post. I'm a lurker, but I never miss a minute. And that's off to you guys. I love you.
well, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Even the lurkers, we appreciate.
I love the positivity. I really do, because sometimes people focus too much on small things and try and make them into big things or issues or whatever. We are doing really, really well. And these numbers, I'm going to touch on them briefly, are huge, like you said. And you have to remember, and a lot of people keep forgetting, these are League Two numbers. Now, we know we've had a big League One season, and we could be promoted again, which is a record-setting back-to-back-to-back. And then we're going to be sitting in a championship with the TV money, and again with sponsorship. With our matches are always selected in League One, pretty much, and they're going to be selected again.
But I gotta go because my missus just pulled up outside.
Okay. All right, buddy.
I'll be back.
Right, thanks for coming in, Mark. Come see us again.
See you, lads.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
That was great.
Okay, so guys, who's next up? I've put it out there. The link is out there again, so come and join us. But just to finish on that topic, just for 2 seconds, the numbers we have are huge. And they're League Two numbers. We know we've had a big League One. If we finish this out and go up into the Championship, that's going to be a massive jump into the Championship too. And most of the expenses around the club have now happened. We've increased our staff that's needed. We've increased the marketing team. We have brought in the juniors in the training academy. We've increased all the training staff. We have brought the women's team into a part payment scenario. So that's all joined as wages. Most of the growth now will be spent going into the team, in increasing the team. We can afford to do it. So we can survive in the Championship. Absolutely. And this is huge. And we are, just to give a heads up for anyone who isn't aware, we are going to do a deeper dive into the numbers tomorrow. Myself, Ken, and Aaron, we're going to have a look at all the numbers, but we're also going to just discuss all the elements behind it. Is it more than we thought? Is it less than we thought? So if you're interested in that sort of discussion, we are going to go through as many of the elements as possible and have a really good discussion on it. And we've been discussing this in the background for days. So
Yeah.
I'm delighted to get it out there to you guys. So come and join the live watch along for that and get your questions in, and we'll have a great discussion on that if you're interested. But yeah, absolutely, that's amazing. So that was a positive caller.
Yes, that was good. That's good. More of that. Get in here.
More of that, people. Come on. Who's next?
Hey, if you're a lurker out there, Mark was a lurker. He said, if you're
another
a
lurker,
come in, come say hi. We don't bite too hard.
And actually, while we're talking about lurkers, I'm going to put out the Discord channel, because if you want to talk to us outside of the lives, we are regularly in the Discord, and there are plenty of other people who are in the Discord all the time and they continue to chat when we are not live. And you should be in there if you have time, if you like sending messages, talking to other people. It is the place to be.
Yeah, the Discord is so much fun, because especially when you get into the transfer windows and stuff like that, and there's rumors, and anybody that's heard anything posts something in there. In our Discord, we've got all the Wrexham channels are in there. You've got guys from you got Matt from the race courses in there. You've got Sean from the Red Hordes in there. Rousey, he's in there. All these different from all the different podcasts. The Wrexham podcasts are in our Discord. And they're all putting stuff, any kind of information that they get, that they hear about, just tons of info, all kinds of cool stuff. So if you ever want to, get some extra info about Wrexham, get in the Discord.
And rumors, people.
Rumors, yes.
For anybody who knows this show, we don't play about with rumors on the live streams too much. We wait until things are solid before we start throwing it out there, because we don't like just throwing random crap out there that may or may not be true. But in the Discord, this is very casual conversation. So all the rumors that are out there will be mentioned and will be spoken about. And then when they become fact, then we'll start throwing it out on all the live streams. So get ahead of the curve if you want to be in the Discord.
So, Patty, speaking of our man of the match, I pulled up FOTMob to see what they thought. And I'm just going to go through some of our player ratings and see what you guys think. So they have Sam Smith at a 6.5, which is probably fair. He didn't do a ton. He was good today, but he didn't, nothing spectacular. Didn't, do anything super great. So, 6.5 for him. Jay Rodriguez, even an 8.3. Got to be driven big by his penalty goal. But, he put himself about today. I thought he had a good game, so probably one of his better games for Wrexham today. Jay did. Longman, he finished with a 7.7 today. Thought he was solid too. Dobson, 7.5. Again, solid performance from him. What you come to expect from Dobson, you know what I mean? Yeah. Puts himself about. He gets in there, makes big tackles. I thought he was really good today. Matty James, 6.8, solid performance. Just nothing special, but solid. Very solid. Rathbone, 8.3. Of course, he gets a goal. He's getting credited for the goal. We probably should touch on that. The goal from Rathbone, was it an own goal, or are we giving him credit for that? There was some talk about that. Right now, they're still crediting him with the goal, but it might have came off a defender.
I think that is still likely to change. I think that's going to get switched. Yeah. Because once someone inputs the data, it generally doesn't get changed for quite a while. It's normally next day. Right. But if it officially goes down to somebody else, I think it'll be the next day. Probably tomorrow.
So another player we've talked a little bit about today, James McLean. Some people not sure how his performance was. They have him rated at an 8.0, which is actually pretty good. He got an assist. He got an assist today.
And he was getting plenty of crosses in. He was getting into places and getting passes off. I think he did okay today. Today, I did think was one of his better performances.
I thought so too. I didn't think he had a bad game. I thought he was pretty solid. So then we'll go back to our back line, and they all got big marks. Lewis Brunt, 8.1. I mean, Brunt's. I think bringing him in. Love Tom O'Connor. Love Stash. I just think Brunt brings a little extra. He's better in the air, I think. Brunt. He's definitely a player that I can see doing well, even moving up into the championship. I think he's gonna be there. He's gonna be that player for us.
Much bigger upside, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. I think so.
Yeah.
Owen O'Connell, of course, everybody knows that's my guy. O'Connell 7.9. Thought he was good again today. Good in the air. Very good defensively. I mean, just he's a rock. I think he's fantastic. And then now for the player of the match, FOTMob's gone with Max Kluwerth at an 8.4. So Max was great. Good today too.
I called Max had a huge amount of headers today. Actually, he was getting up and clearing a lot of shots in. And it was called like that. He was up against a nice big target that was trying to stop him as well. So no, he did really well today. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, totally agree. And then back to Big Arthur, 7.8, great rating. He didn't have a ton to do today. I think he did make at least one good save, but he didn't have a whole lot to do today. So yeah, and the one thing you got to say for him, the wind was a factor today.
Yeah,
and so having to come out and claim some of those balls when the wind's doing some weird things and the ball kind of flies awkward. It's not always easy. So he's 7.8 for him. I thought everybody was really good today. I didn't think anybody had a bad performance. You know what I mean?
No, it was solid all around. There was nobody I picked out as being bad. There was a couple of half dodgy clearances from defense at times where maybe there was better chances or better ways to clear it, but they didn't go anywhere. Nothing happened with them. So the odd single dodgy pass is not enough to complain about the defense.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. Okay, so what we got next? Anybody else going to come in and join us? Come in, join the show. We got room. We got time. We've been on for 37 minutes. It's your show, people. It's your show.
It has been a really fast, enjoyable show today. We got loads of people in who wanted to have their say. And I've said this before, aren't people just happy to tune out and go drink when we win, when it's nice and comfortable? Yeah. So we had a really great show today. I really enjoyed today. Lots of people came on, which was nice, and had their say. But we still have time, guys. So I'm looking for one more.
Come on
in. If you want, come on in. I'm going to throw out the link one more time, and let's see who's going to have the last word. Is it going to be us, or are we going to have a final guest? And then we'll finish this up, maybe a little early for a change. But that's no bad thing, guys. If everybody's had fun tonight, I'm happy with that. No camera is fine. That's no problem tonight. So where's the link? Link to join. Boom, there it is. But yeah, so going forward, this is getting tight for people to catch up on us now. It really is. This is the tough end of the season for other people because we're in the front seat. Even Wycombe. Now, Wycombe have a game in hand. And they managed to get to 66 minutes without scoring. And we were hoping they were going to get a draw. Didn't happen. They got their goal. The pressure, they kept it. And they got their 3 points as well, which is good. But that game in hand is not points. They still have to play that game in hand and earn those points. So we've seen this before with other seasons. And the season where we didn't get out of National League, we had the game in hands coming up to the end of the season, and we were chasing as well, but it just wasn't enough. You can't count a game in hand as guaranteed 3 points. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But then you have the really difficult run-in compare our run-in to compare Wycombe's, it's horrible for them. So Wycombe, I agree with this. Oh, in what matches?
Yeah.
It's the last four. Let me bring them up again then. If people haven't seen them recently, let me just find them there. If you chat away.
Yep. So yeah, I think it is their last four. Patty's gonna bring them up. I can pull them up real quick. So and actually, you know, not just their last. It's not even just their last four. They've just got a tough running. So next week or Tuesday, I mean, they have Shrewsbury, which we all expect them to win that game. They should be winning that game. But then after that, they play Reading, then Huddersfield, then Stevenage, which they probably should win that one. There you
There
go.
you go.
Patty's got it up. Stevenage, then away to Bolton, then they're home to Charlton, then at Leyton Orient, then home to Stockport. So that's their run-in. I mean,
Those
none
last
of those
four.
games. Really, none of those games are. I mean, even Reading and Huddersfield too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Reading and Huddersfield. And okay, this graphic, just to remind people, if you haven't seen this graphic before, what this shows is the list of matches remaining, and it also shows what the result was on the first leg of the match. I've ignored home and away. That doesn't really matter. So in the first half, Wycombe drew with Reading. They lost to Huddersfield. They drew with Bolton, and they lost to Charlton. So that's a lot of points if you get similar results. And as it stands right now, with similar results, we're 4 points ahead. Because for us, with our easier run-in, we have beaten everybody except for Charlton, Bristol, and Cambridge, and they were all draws. So in theory, like looking at the level of games, we could sweep the remainder of the season. Now it's a huge ask. We probably won't do it. So I'm not getting ridiculous here. I'm not like Posh, who actually think they had a shot of going till the end of the season unbeaten or winning every match. Like this, that's crazy. But we have an easier run-in. We have a shot at it, even though it's unlikely. And then you look at what happened with Wycombe in the first half. They have 2 losses and 2 draws in difficult matches. And then they also have Leyton Orient, Stockport to play as well. So it's not an easy one. But we do have our final guest, maybe not our final guest.
real quick, Patty, I
Yes.
gotta check on kids.
Oh, wrong button. Sorry.
That's all right. I'm gonna pop out for a second. I
Yes,
gotta
no
get check on
problem,
the kids,
no
so I'll
problem.
be right back.
Yeah. Okay, Lexi, you are here. Hello.
Hey, you can hear me?
We can hear you perfectly.
Excellent. And we'll try not to take that personally, Aaron. You didn't just run off because I came on, right? So I tell you what, as I keep saying in the chat, today just really feels like a going back in time machine match. I really feel like we played like, we're used to them playing, and just no complaints. Nobody made me angry. Nobody made my husband angry, which he's easier to get worked up in these matches. And he kept his cool, except for 1 or 2 things at the beginning. But it was just an amazing game today. It was enjoyable. It was nice to be relaxed, not losing your cool because of stupid stuff. It was fun.
It was nice. It was comfortable today. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And, and I'm going to continue to put my crazy optimistic viewpoints in there. I did mention that we can hope that with the 2 games in hand, if Birmingham was to lose those, they'd only have a 3 points over us. And we'd actually stand a chance of being number 1 because everybody's written that off. Everybody's written it off. And I'm like, no, we could still do it.
Until it's mathematically impossible, we'll do it. Yes.
Correct. But because they've still got those 2 in hand, we had it, I think, our first or second season where we had quite a few matches in hand. And it's not good when it gets toward the end of the season because everybody's tired and you're more likely to actually not do well in those matches. And that's sort of what I'm hoping for them is they start to take a downward tumble. Sounds terrible, but hey, I can hope.
I've said it yesterday, and I'm going to say it again today on this show. I would love us to have a very comfortable run-in where we know like it's guaranteed early, pretty much. I would really like that. Let's just Hope a couple of results go our way early, and then we just have a lovely, simple run in. I would like that. That would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, last year, that none of us was really prepared for it when it happened because there were so many variables. Oh, well, if we win and then that team loses and then that team wins and then, yeah, and then we can go up. And we were all like keeping an eye on it. But even as they put in the welcome to Wrexham, you know, the crowd, they said everybody knew something was up because the crowd was murmuring and making a lot of noise. And I'm like, yeah, we were screaming our heads off here at home because we were like, yes, yes, we couldn't believe we were going up because it wasn't expected. And we still had, what, 3 games left in the season when that happened? Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was something like that. 3 or 4. I can't remember.
It was just amazing. I mean, I thought I couldn't be emotional like I was the very first time when we finally got promoted, but I was even more emotional, I think, last year. So I think, this year, because it's not just the thrill of going up, but it's like it's history. We'll be the only team who's ever gotten 3 back-to-back promotions. And that's something that no matter what happens, no other team would be able to take away from us.
Yeah, it's a record at this level. Of course, if you go down to lower levels below the National League, teams have done it on a back-to-back basis, but never at this high of level coming through National League up into the EFL. That's never been done 3 back-to-back.
Yeah, and it's just, I've been gaming for it since last year. I'm like, we can do it. We can do it. And I know at the beginning of the season, everybody was saying, oh, I'll be happy if we finish mid-table. And I'm like, no, we are going up. And now that we're getting towards the end of the season, we can all taste it. And it's just got to keep our fingers crossed and hope the fellas keep playing like they played today.
So Lexi, answer me this one.
Mm-hmm.
At the start of the season, did you really think we were going up?
Yes.
From the beginning, right from the beginning?
Yes. You don't remember? Oh, you got to have to go back to old chats. But yeah, I've been saying it from the get-go. And I know, again, I mean, I'm not going to say you guys gaslight me for some of the stuff that I say, but I know a lot of people are like, oh, girl, you're being unrealistic with some of the things that you say. But I keep proving to be right in many instances. So, but I don't rub it in anybody's face. That's okay.
Oh, shoot.
But yeah, I loved it. And I know there's times when people they think I'm being extremely, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess negative, but it's really, I'm just a realist. I'm a realist. And so there are times when I see certain things that the team's doing, it just irritates me because I know the whole thing comes down to, I know we're better than that. So it's not that I'm hating on anybody, but I just wish that we would live up to the standard that we should be at all times. And we don't. And that's where I get frustrated. But if anybody wants to go back through any of the old, things in the chats, like I've always been up there. We're always, next year, we're not going up. I'm sorry. I know we're going to stall in the Champions League. I'm not, again, I'm a realist. I'm an optimist, but I'm also a realist. But yeah. So I hope whenever I'm in the chat sometimes and people see me say things, I'm not being negative. I'm just being realistic. And sometimes the players are they're better than what they're showing themselves to be at times. And it just gets very frustrating.
It does. And it was very interesting because I was talking to Aaron and we were discussing this, and he gave me a different way to look at it. And it was, imagine if Birmingham didn't come down this season and we got a different team. So we were discussing this. I was like, this season would be so much different. We would be achieving at a much higher level because that first place essentially wouldn't be locked out to Birmingham. So that means not only would we be in the top 3 all season like we are now, we would be in automatic fight from the start, the entire season. And regularly in first as well. So that would have put a completely different spin on this season at all. It's weird how that one spot and being just on the line for automatics and not automatics changes kind of a mindset. And it was interesting to think of it in that way.
Well, I think what flabbergasts me, there are times when I just look at how we've been playing and I'm actually amazed that we've been in second and third at times. Cause I'm like, wow, how bad has everybody else been doing? But anyway, but besides Birmingham, who else? I can't remember who else came down from champions last year. Who else was relegated?
So you had Huddersfield and Rotherham. Rotherham came down.
And that's where I mean, yes, they were at the bottom of champions, but I mean, for us, that's also like a plus that these teams were just in Champions League and we've been beating them. We're above them in the table.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to be grateful for this season, but like if what happened, what you guys were just saying, if it wasn't Birmingham, and if we were where, like in a much more positive, as people might say, position, would the season have been as exciting? And that's the other thing I get to with some of these games. I know they can be frustrating, but I prefer an exciting game to a boring game. Like if we know we're going to win it, it's boring to watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I agree with that point, but I guess the matches would kind of be the same as they are now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that our position would be most likely one higher.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that threat of not making the automatics and it would make it a little bit different. But yeah, I agree. Do you know what? I could happily have a nice, comfortable season. I would also have liked the narrative of being first and second the entire season. But no, we're almost there.
Yeah,
we're not 100% there, but we're almost there. It's very much in our hands. But that actually brings us to goal difference. That's the one thing that's not in our hands right now. Technically, with the game in hand, Wycombe can win every single match. We can win every single match. And depending on that goal difference, we could lose out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to come down to goal difference. I really think that we're going to end up getting second by 3 or 4 points, at least.
Yeah.
I think is what it's going to come down to. But the goal difference is still there. So I would like another goal or two on some of these easier matches. Just to pull that back a little bit.
1-0 stuff needs to stop. We need to at least be doing 2-0.
Yeah. Today was a much more comfortable watch. I like they never felt like they were threatening really, and then we just always looked comfortable. We just today was good.
We need matches like this every now and again. I mean, the best way to put them is they're palate cleansers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, next week's game might be a little, might either be more of the same of today or going to be a little bit more crazy until the very last minute where we're sweating until the whistle's blown. But, again, it makes us all feel like we need to go see a cardiologist. And at the same time, it is more exciting to watch. I mean, it's more exciting to watch. I mean, I'm not into horror movies, but this is where I guess I get my, thrills is us sliding in at the last minute with the win. I don't know.
Oh, shoot.
I picked the right team for that anyway. We like to Rex it up all the time.
We like to keep it interesting for sure. We like to keep it interesting.
I swear that's why they picked this team for Hollywood.
Hollywood storylines.
Yeah.
Drama.
Yes.
We need the drama.
Yes. Anyway, fellas, it's been lovely speaking to you all. Get to my Saturday.
To you as well, Lexi.
My boring Saturday activities that must be gotten to after the game is over. Get back to reality, as they say.
Yeah.
Well, by all means, come and join us again. And we will
We'll
chat
do.
more.
It's funny. It's just I didn't have the mic set up. I didn't have the headphones set up. That's a scrambling trying to find everything. And one of these days, I will actually bother to put on makeup and do my hair and then just put the cam on. But in the interim, I'm sitting in my pajamas looking as sloppy as when I woke up this morning. So that's why there's no way I'm going on camera.
Well, can't be any worse than Welsh Techie showing up with no shirt and just a tie on. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, everyone have a great afternoon, and I guess we're all going to be back on Tuesday. And for those of you overseas, don't forget time goes forward for the UK tomorrow, which means we're back to normal game times next week.
Yep.
If that makes sense to anyone, yeah.
Yep, makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, bye. Have a good one.
Thanks, Lexi.
Bye, Lexi.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Well, guys, I think that is it for today. We had a great match. We had a great result. We had another clean sheet. Not much more we can ask for. We can look for a couple of more goals, but hey, let's not be too greedy. And that's another match done. Another match down.
Yep.
So
Good stuff.
I'm gonna say it again because I think we need to start saying this more often. We are gonna do back to back to back. It's coming. get positive, guys, because we are going up. And on
That bombshell.
we are out of here. Take care, guys.